It's Week 12 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see Kenny Pickett. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the River Hogs and the Black Knights on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and the world-renowned city of Louisville, Kentucky. Hi again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, joining you as always. And, Charles, you check out this Louisville team.
They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Credit good coverage there in the pass breakup to Pat Surtain. Here's 2nd and 10. When you look at this defense,
they enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 13-yard pickup as the downs reset.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And some room to work. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. To throw, Mayfield. Forced out to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Mayfield down. That one complete to Hill. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Mayfield looks to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Jake Moody now for the point after.
And it's good to make it 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it's Michael Thomas who ends it with a touchdown reception.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Hill shedding the tackle.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Buying time to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards, a 1st down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Pickett now from the gun here. Open man is Waddle, complete.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Now the numbers for Waddle in last week's ball game.
6 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
Here's Pickett.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
On 3rd down, he obviously wants to throw the football, but there's nowhere to go with it, so he takes off and goes. And now as he gets to the 1st down marker, he blows right past it and picks up big yardage. Partner, that's a great bit of improvisation.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Looking to throw, Pickett.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Christian Harris there, finding his way home to record the sack. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards, and that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good up.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now Lutz for the field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Lutz is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Black Knights offense led by their running back headed out for the sack. As look touchdown, the best in the NFL. The offense for that drive. Touchdown. A timeout look at Charles's defense. Very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up its will over the other.
And he finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 19 carries, 21-yard touchdown.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame, he was feeling pretty good. He felt more from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect much. He chased big permits.
Field. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away.
Deep to return is Darius Davis.
Fielded just inside the 20.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great compliment piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. That one deep for London.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Pass knocked away by Javon Holland.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
But you look at this defense.
This crew
Lost it.
He's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, you don't.
Extra point try now for Moody.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again on that fumble return for a score. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson.
He fights forward about his 2-yard gain, second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
That one deep for London.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to the first down. From the gun on third down, Pickett.
Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jerome Baker. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
That sound of paper being ripped to shreds, that's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to them right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be first and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out on the field. If you remember, but they've still got a chance to add to that here. First and 10 is
here's maybe. And they will only muster the yard the 30.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than dancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Mayfield to throw it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. Returnable here for Davis. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return.
And they will take over first and 10. The River Hogs offense and running back Robinson set to take over once more. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. His numbers are superior.
Second and 8 coming up.
I think if they want to start to get back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Pickett will look to throw it here.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's got the first down yardage. He's brought down at the 42. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
Now Pickett.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Pickett back to throw.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Now Pickett will look to pass it into the hands of London.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Back to throw, Pickett.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. It crosses at the 11-yard line. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. Been able to bend their knees, their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
66 yards for the ground so far as he has been terrific in this first half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They complete it to Hill.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. They go play action. Mayfield. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Mayfield on play action. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Davis now to return it. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Pickett. Over the middle, caught by London. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll throw again with Pickett.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to kick it away.
And this returnable for Hill.
49-yard punt, 5 on the return. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
2nd down and 3.
Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Mayfield. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Some excellent games to pick from in that early window. So let's highlight the one going on in London, as that promises to give the folks over there a real good taste of NFL football. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on what should be a very tough opponent. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently second in that category.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Pickett. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
He's got his man London right side.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Moore, the man in motion.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Robinson up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Pickett. Flush to his right. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Pickett going to bootleg it.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Cameron Jordan, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132.5.
Looking to throw, Pickett.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Pickett.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
Kenneth Murray.
In there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now Mayfield. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Mayfield looks to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Mayfield. On target over the middle to Hill. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. Being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Samson Abukum in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Taking it about the 16. 47-yard punt, a return of 4.
The Louisville offense back out now. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new. It worked there.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
51 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
Now Pickett.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
On the give, here's Robinson. Now inside the 25. Touchdown! Bijan Robinson His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the River Hogs are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
They'll let Robinson try and run. And this time he'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for two fails. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here, all right? Let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
The offense on third down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
The home team's offense had Kenny Pickett headed back onto the field. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10. Pickett back to throw. Got a man, it's London.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Hand off now to Robinson.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And he's got this down to the 35. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. On the run, it's Robinson. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
118 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Back to throw, Pickett.
Underneath here to Hill. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Pickett will look to throw it here.
Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Sheldon Rankins drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Black Knights offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively.
Mayfield to throw it. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Well, not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there.
Mayfield down. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Chase Young in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Wise play by Pickett, sliding to avoid the hit. He also has the 1st down.
A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Pickett finding more on the out route for the completion.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And that pickup of a 1st down That's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
141 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. That's caught over the middle by Fant. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Looking to throw. Pickett. Going right back to Fant. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, and a tight 1-point game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Bijan Robinson. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the River Hogs are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
They get 1 more as the extra point's up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 8. Just over 1:40 to play. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Pass complete. Thomas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll be caught by Hill. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
What a pickup there. And maybe most important, he's able to get out of bounds and save their final timeout. So just to break down defensively, you've got to find a way to make that tackle in the field of play.
It's the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Tyreek Hill's got another. And they'll get the 10. Now 1st and goal. Mayfield to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. Powers past him at the 5. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Have 1 big call left. Here we go. The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Mayfield. And he's going to get into the end zone. The two-point conversion successful, and we've got ourselves a tie football game. Huge, huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job one was taken care of. The two-point conversion to get this thing tied.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. Hill shedding the tackle. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest. Here's 1st and 10. Now Pickett. Here comes 2nd down. Looking to throw here. Pickett. Pass complete to Robinson. And have a quick 1st down here as he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
He's got protection to Moore. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, take a break. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is good. From 49 yards away, he nailed it. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out of the end. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that's a victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? Because the game plan you put the big holds. You don't have to make holes. And they did that in the second half, and that led to victory.
So for Louisville, their playoff chances taking a tick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the loss is number 8 for them on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our